Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way.
Back in the hills, I'm talking Beverly Hills. It's the 90211. And I'm here with
Hannah Green.
And I'm your host, Chandler Great, and this is the first episode. So I want to say welcome to everybody. Congratulations, you made it. And today, by the end of today's episode, I'm going to make you better at dating.
And so sit back and relax and just enjoy this episode. It's only the beginning.
So check it out. I'm here from Los Angeles, California. I know we're here in Beverly Hills, but we're going to be speaking about people from all around. You know what I'm saying? So if you just listen to this, there's something you could definitely take from it. We're just going to start with a couple questions. But for starters, where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, California as well.
Okay, what do you usually do? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I'm a full-time student at CSUN, which is a CSU in Northridge. So that's pretty much takes up all of my time with
CSUN,
class.
that's pretty cool. I haven't heard of that. What do they usually do over there? Is
I
it
mean,
fun over there? Do they have a lot of parties?
It's fun for sure. It's a public university. It's not private or anything, but it's very diverse. It's fun. There's a lot of clubs. The dorm life, there's parties. So there's a lot to it.
What about dating? Is there a lot of drama on campus? I know some schools have a lot of drama and things like that.
Honestly, I haven't really seen or heard much of drama, so I wouldn't really say so. There's not really a lot of drama or crime that happens at CSUN.
Okay, yeah. Different places have different stuff going on. Okay, well, today I got a couple things I want to share. First off, we're gonna share a couple first date trips, tricks, tips, things that you might want to pick up and learn, so that way you can take with you on your next date. Do you have any that you want to share at first?
Tips for going on a first date.
It's your first date. You're about to go out. You finally got that number. You finally linked up. Y'all figured out a time. Here we go. What's the first tip?
I would say first, already try to know what you're getting yourself into. Already know the vibe, whether it's planned or not. You want to know what you're getting yourself into. I would say look nice for sure, dress to impress, smell good, and I suggest just be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not, because you want to impress the person that you want to you're going on a date with, but you want to be yourself and impress them with being yourself. So that's what I would suggest.
I feel you. Yeah, I'm big. I'm big on the hygiene one. The hygiene one is very important, because if you don't know yet, if you don't wash behind your ears, if you don't brush your tongue, if you don't brush your gums and do all this extra stuff, you're gonna end up stinking. And people can tell. You think people can't tell, but people can tell if you don't do those little things.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other tips? Anything else?
I would say don't sleep on the first date.
Don't sleep on the first date. I think that's a pretty big one.
I would suggest
sure.
that.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one, because yeah, that's definitely a big one. I agree with that for sure. Okay, yeah. I would say.
No one's judging you. That's
how
what you
long
do.
would it take for when they should start doing stuff like that?
I would say maybe a month or so. It really just depends on the person.
After y'all been dating for a month, it's been seeing each other. Went on how many days?
I would say over 4 dates.
4 dates, and then it's on? Okay, that's what's up. Okay. All right. Okay. I feel you. Okay, so I got another tip for you guys. Something that I've been thinking about for some time. And a lot of people already know this, but it's your self-confidence. I want to emphasize on that. Because, a lot of people in life, there's God blesses you with different things, whether you believe in God or not. You get blessed with different things. For instance, I have a very, very bad hairline, but God gave me great hair to cover it. So what I do, I be thankful, and I use what I got to get what I want. What about you? What do you think about self-confidence and the things of that nature?
I think with self-confidence, like I said, it stems to, like, you have to be yourself. Because I feel like in this generation, people are trying to be something. Everyone's trying to copy each other or be someone else. And it's like, God created us to be, like, uniquely in our own way. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. So just be yourself and be proud of who you are, really. Take pride in yourself, in your name.
That's really cool. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, let me ask you something. Give me one thing that is just an immediate turnoff. You meet somebody and it's just already no. You just don't like this person.
Lying. Oh my gosh, no.
Oh,
Lying.
like little lies. Like, let's say you guys go out on a date or something, first date, and you start slipping little lies and things like that. Stay away from that. Try and be as truthful as possible when you're, especially when you're meeting people for their first impression. I would say that's something.
But it's also your character, like who you are as a person. So lying is just like that's out. Yeah. That's out for me.
That's true. Yeah. That comes in with a lot of other things as well, because lying comes with, like, cheating. That's for sure. That's definitely what that is. So if you lie in the beginning, what says you wouldn't lie later on? All right. What's another thing that you may have that's... Actually, give me a turn on. Something that's really good.
A turn on is good energy.
Good energy.
Like your presence, good energy, good vibes. That's really important. So.
Oh, y'all hear that? Good energy kills. You got to come in there with good energy. It doesn't matter what's going on about your day. You come up to someone new that has no idea of what's going on. I would say try and have a good energy about you. I think that's really important. Yeah.
And just be interested, like be in tuned,
Right.
Like you're happy to like be on the date with the person,
Yeah.
And if you're not, then just get out of there, like just dip.
Right. Being in the being there in the moment. Don't pick up your phone unless it's actually something serious and things like that. I think that's pretty important. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. What would you say about online dating? Because, a lot of people, we hear a lot of things in the social media about how people are finding their partners through Tinder and through these dating apps and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
I have no experience with online dating. I've never done that, but I've met people that talked about it, and me personally, I think it's dangerous. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good.
What tip would you have for somebody who does do any type of online dating though?
If you're doing online dating, I would just say be prepared if you're gonna be catfish.
It's funny that you said that, because I was actually gonna say that too. That catfish stuff is real. Like, it's not a game. People post pictures that are old and things like that. A lot of things I would say to watch out for. So here's a tip. Let's say you meet somebody online. Definitely try and get on FaceTime with them as fast as possible, because some things. If let's say some things are too good to be true. If it feels like it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Yeah.
Red flags. Yeah. I hear that. Red flags.
Red flags for sure. Give me a red flag. What's one thing? Give me something else.
A red flag. Like what going on a first date, or just
I would say
in general, like a relationship.
In general, like trying to meet someone and get to know someone.
I've already said one. Like I said, lying. I really feel like that's a big red flag, because, like I said, it has to like be about your character. Yeah. I
would definitely say another tip is just working on yourself first before you go out and try and engage someone else in your life. Like a couple of things I would say, you should be at least going to the gym, making a certain amount of money, and you should have your own passion or goal in life before you go out there and try and bring someone else into your situation. What do you think about that?
I 100% agree, for sure.
Because I feel like there's certain things that people should have going on within themselves before they go out, like I said, until they bring someone else into their life.
I mean, yeah, it's really motivation, like just staying inspired and just continuing your journey of life. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, back on the dating. Mm-hmm. You got another date planned for tomorrow. What's another date, an idea, a tip to make sure you look your best? I'll give you one. I would definitely say hair care is very, very important. What you do to your hair, like for instance, a tip for you guys, the water when you wash your hair and stuff that you put on your skin that feels good on your skin, it's too hot. It's burning your hair. It's burning your scalp. So I would suggest using cold water. Unrefined coconut oil is a good one. And your pillowcase. If you go to sleep at night and when you wake up in the morning, you might realize your hair is all just messed up. That's because your pillowcase is taking all the moisture out of your hair. You need to get like a silk wrap and wrap it around your head.
Or
overnight.
silk pillowcases and sheets.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Something. Yeah. Just don't put your head on a bare pillowcase because it's not gonna be good for your hair. Just like hot water. What about you? Do you have any other tips? Better looks. That's what we need.
Okay, as far as looks, I would say, ladies, have your toes done, have your nails done, have your lashes done.
That's
you don't
a
have
big
to wear
one.
makeup, honestly.
Can't
It's
have
up
your
to you.
feet out and they crusty. That's
Yeah,
a real deal.
So, like
That's
I
a
said,
real deal.
impressed. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you go for, let's say, people that are having issues finding dates or where to find good quality people? Where would you say some places would be to meet good quality people in terms of going on a date?
I would say just public places. I mean, simply going to the mall, going on a hike. I mean,
The
me
mall. What
first-
store in the mall? Okay, what store is
It
no?
isn't-
What store is yes? If you found somebody in the mall, let's say started talking to someone in the mall. Because you might
If
catch a
you're-
guy in
you go to Foot
Skechers.
Locker.
You might see someone
Go to
in
Foot
Gucci. It
Locker.
might be a different reaction. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's for sure. That's for sure. I would say a good place to meet someone would probably be like a bookstore. If you catch someone in a bookstore, I'd say they have pretty good intentions in life. They take their time to read and, really figure things out and improve their knowledge and knowing of things. Yeah. What do you think about that?
That's interesting. That's different. Yeah, I agree. The bookstore.
Okay. Also, I think that church is another one. Whatever you may believe in, wherever you pray at, meeting someone there is someone who has a higher connection to something and believes in something other than themselves. That's a good place to meet someone.
Yeah.
What about anywhere else?
I would say travel the world. That's how you really see and meet people. Travel the world. Go to Dubai. Go out of the U.S. Travel the world. Go all over.
Speaking of travel the world, there's a lot going on right now with the Passport Bros. Have you heard of that? Do you know what that is? Are you familiar?
The passports?
Right.
No,
Passport Bros.
I don't know what's going on.
It's basically a bunch of men who are having issues in the Western culture and they're trying to leave. They want to go and find a wife overseas because they said there isn't any here. What do you think about that?
I mean...
Do you think they're right in doing that, or do you think they should stay here and try and figure something out?
Clearly, I mean, if it's that bad for them, if you're down that bad, then why not leave
Yeah,
the U.S.?
damn.
Go ahead and find your true love, find your soulmate.
Yeah, basically go where it makes
Why
you
not?
happy.
Just
Why
yeah.
not?
If
you
you're
know,
not, yeah.
Yeah, and for the people that complain about Passport Bros, they're happy. They're living their life. You know what I'm saying? How could you hate on someone else living their life and being happy? You must not have anything going on. Okay, next I got something else. What is a place where you actually don't want to meet somebody, and if you meet them here, you definitely shouldn't be taking them serious?
A party, the club.
For sure, a party or a club. Anywhere where it's you're going out and it's just, yeah.
Nope,
A
stay
bar.
far away.
Yeah, that's definitely not it.
No.
That's a pretty good one. Okay. Let's see what else we got.
So as a man, what do men look for as considering a girl to be there, becoming either their wife or being in a relationship?
Oh.
What are your tips for girls watching this?
Oh, for sure.
know?
It's for sure an attitude is a big one. It doesn't matter to an extent. It doesn't matter how bad you are. If your attitude is messed up, that shit just ain't gonna fly. Because a man's peace of mind is something that's so important to him. And another thing is that is slept on nowadays is loyalty. Loyalty is something that is incredibly important and very rare nowadays, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Which also leads into why I guess people are going overseas for the passport roads and things like that. But I think this issue's on both sides between men and women. It's not one side's fault at all. You know what I'm saying? I think, for example, some men out there, they think they have what's called a lot of hoes because they basically lie to a lot of girls and they think that they're dating, but in reality, you're just lying to them. You don't have hoes. That's not no boss move. That's not cool. And in terms of women, some women, their standards are just too high. Let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying?
So what are some standards that are too high?
Some standards are too high. Is like, for instance, you have some women that are asking for a guy to be able to cook, clean, 6 feet tall, 6-pack, and he can fly. I'm talking shit like that. Like, and what do they have themselves? They still stay at their parents' crib. They ain't got nothing going on, barely any job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Still asking for rides everywhere and still trying to go out on the weekend. Don't do that. Don't do that. So
agree.
I think that, and they'll be asking for dudes that are way out their league. Let's be real.
That I've definitely met some girls where, yeah, I've seen that.
And we all know that's because of social media. Social media has these expectations too damn high.
Like a fake imagination in a way. Like, live your life in real life.
Yeah.
Live your life in real life.
Live your life in real life. Live your life in real life. That's real. If you met someone for the first time, what's the first thing that you look at when you see them?
The first thing I'm looking at is what you're wearing and your teeth.
That's definitely true. Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at.
Speaking of teeth, very important because, you know, no matter how your mouth looks, if you got teeth in your mouth, they should at least be as wide as possible. So, I mean, teeth whitening kit in the bio, Chandler the Great, look in the bio. You know what I'm saying? Just scroll down. You can find something. I got something for you. Real good price, too. But outside of that, I would say skincare is important, definitely. And honestly, I've seen this in high school a lot. Some guys are afraid to take care of like their eyelashes, or not eyelashes, but eyebrows.
Themselves, period.
Eyebrows. That's what I meant. Like go and get them trimmed up. I wouldn't say arches or nothing crazy, but it's your facial hair. You know what I'm saying? When you trim your face and all things like that, I think that's a tip, something that, you know, a lot of people sleep on. That's for sure. A lot of men sleep on. What about you? Do you have any tips for women that they think they might be sleeping on?
Some tips. As far as like
one tip that most girls probably wouldn't know.
With going on a date, right?
Yeah.
I suggest, honestly, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Because there's some sick people out here that have bad intentions. And as a woman, you always have to be safe. Like, you just never know with people. And I think it's really important that, like, people should be informed about that. You should know what you're getting yourself into. Like I said, online dating, I feel like that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So many stories I've seen on the news happened with people being, like, murdered. All types of things has happened. So really know what you're getting yourself into. Like, know what you're walking into. If you're going to dinner, nice. Like, don't go anywhere, like, suspect or anything, like, dangerous. You want to know what you're getting yourself into for your safety. So I feel like that's really important. Yeah.
Go with your gut.
Even men too.
Yeah.
Like, even men too. There's, just be safe.
If something feels off, something's probably off.
You want to be in a public setting.
Yeah.
So.
Where's the best place to take somebody on the first date?
I would say a nice restaurant. You can
a nice
sit
restaurant?
down. Yeah, sit down, talk, eat, get to know the person. You're not like, you're safe. You're around other people.
Right.
Yeah.
You go on a first date, but the guy asks you on the date, who pays at the end of the date?
So what I think is, if the man asks the woman on a date, he should pay.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie, I agree.
The woman, it's your time. Like, he's asking you for your time, your energy, you're looking good, all this stuff. He should pay.
Yep. If you're asking someone on a date,
if
you
she's
pay
asking
for the date.
you on a date,
if she's asking you
she
for
can
the
pay.
date,
Yeah.
she's got to pay for the date.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to, but you know what I'm saying. But that's you know what I'm saying. If you want someone else's time, sometimes you gotta cough up a little change. That doesn't mean you gotta go out there and buy them a Louis bag or nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The first date, I would say, a good one is probably go to Starbucks and then go painting at the park. You know what I'm saying? Get a canvas, go to the park, and y'all go paint something. It doesn't cost too much. Go draw something. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things that you could do. But what's a really good first date? Or even just a date, to be honest. Just for the people who don't have an idea of where to take someone on a date.
I feel like it really depends on what you have going on. I feel like if you really like someone and you want to vibe with them, I feel like, well, if you really like nature, like you mentioned, going to the beach, you can have a picnic. You can listen to music, talk, really getting to know the person genuinely, like being genuine about it, though. So.
If you see someone wearing this, they're cut off. What is it? If you see someone wearing this in 2023, they're cut off. What is it?
Those really shorty shorts that some men are wearing those.
Get on the short shorts.
Like the ones
what, the
that
7-inch seams? I think that's what it
super
was. What they
short.
called it or something like that. Yeah.
Goodbye.
And for the ladies, I'm gonna say the mom jeans. Cut those out. That's no. Or even those Jesus sandals. I don't like those either. No. The ones that like. I mean, personally, some people. I mean, maybe that's your opinion, but those mom jeans, yeah, that's gotta go. Yeah, I would say so. What's one thing that when you see people wearing, you know that they take care of themselves? What's something that stands out when you see somebody like, oh, this person takes care of themselves? I would definitely say if you look at somebody and their shoes are very clean, that person takes care of themselves. At least to like some extent to where, you know what I mean? You could get a good gauge off of that. What do you think?
I would say the quality of the clothing. Quality.
Are you talking like in terms of like the fabric or like the brand, like Gucci?
No,
or
I'm talking about the fabric, the quality of the clothing.
The quality of the clothing.
Yeah. Like if you're wearing some plastic stuff, it's
It's
like you really don't care. You're just like whatever.
Right. So
Yeah.
basically, you can't be wearing something that's crazy. I would say I think the fit is very important. Like if you're getting clothes, and I'd say what's really important is not all the times exactly the brand, but how it fits you. And to make things fit you better, what do I say? You got to go to the gym. You got to work out. If you're not going to the gym at least twice a week, why are you trying to date somebody? You know what I'm saying? Focus on yourself. That should be your first number one priority. What would you say should be someone's number one priority before they go into dating?
Know what you want. You know, have your head on, already ready. Already know what you want, and yeah, that's what I mean. You have to know what you want. So, and that's also within yourself and going like, you know, getting to know the person. Like you have to know both ways. Know yourself already, and etc. And then know like yourself.
In 2023, can you break up with someone over text?
I mean, people do it still. I mean,
People do it. I mean, why not? It's an option. I guess it's just easier for most people. That makes sense. Would you break up with someone over text, or would that be something you'd have to do in person?
I'm very confrontational.
Once the action gotta be in person. I'm gonna invite you out first, and then at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you I don't want to be around you no more. Yeah, that's pretty.
I'm very just straight up. But I mean, everyone's different, so. But
that's some villainous shit right there. That's pretty crazy. Wow. Okay. What's one thing that you see? Oh, actually, are you a dog or a cat person?
dogs all day.
Dogs
I don't
all
like
day?
cats at all. They're evil. No.
Okay, yeah, I hear that sometimes. I also hear a lot of times that when guys are walking with the dog, a lot of women will approach them for the dog. Is there anything that when women have, like other than like a dog, like they may have that makes people want to approach them more so than
A pretty face and a nice body.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is. A pretty face and a nice body. If you got that, I guess you're on. That's pretty cool. That makes sense. Would you rather date a guy who's a dancer or a singer?
I guess a singer.
Singer. If you hear that, fellas, get your vocals up. Dancers, I'm sorry. I guess the singers are winning. Okay, that makes sense. All right. What state would you say has the best looking people?
The state.
Yeah, what state has the best looking people?
Honestly, I'm real. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know.
California! I'm going to rep this city the whole time. I don't care. It's Beverly Hills 90211. You're tapped in.
There you
It's
go.
the hills. So, yeah, I would definitely say California. But in terms of the worst, what would you say the worst is? Where are the ugliest people at? There's pretty people everywhere. So when I say this, that doesn't mean there's no pretty people there or good-looking people there. Just maybe not as many.
I would say like Nebraska or something like that.
Nebraska, I feel you. Somewhere like
or Ohio, I don't know, something like
where
that.
it's really. I see a lot of Ohio jokes going around on the internet. That's very funny. I don't know what happened to Ohio. Why are people getting on Ohio? They were pretty good. When LeBron James was there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Do you watch a lot of sports?
Honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV in general, honestly, but I mean, I wouldn't really say sports. Really, I mean, in high school, I would always go to like the basketball and like football games.
Right.
With my friends.
Would you say women would rather be with an athlete or an rapper / artist?
I'm gonna say an athlete.
An athlete, really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think women would rather be an athlete than a like a rapper and artist?
I think it's this. I mean, on TikTok, like this whole trend. Like a lot of women brag about NFL wives. I mean, it is a thing.
Yeah,
so that's
like
why I'm
professional wives and stuff. So stay in school. You know what I'm saying? Just. I mean, you could do both. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not in the streets doing wrong by people, you know what I'm saying? Either or is a great one. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you say you spend most of your time?
Where?
Yeah. If you could have your ideal place where you could take you and let's say someone, if you could go anywhere. What's one place you would want to visit in the world? Anywhere?
Oh, I would say. Okay, that's a good one. I would say Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah.
What's going on in Dubai?
I mean, I just love nature, so I know they have like those high sand hills where you can like I don't know exactly. Oh, you can ride with the camels and everything. I don't know. I just love nature and animals. I feel like that would be really interesting.
Would you rather be with a guy that was really short or a guy that smelled really bad?
That both just sound crazy.
Okay,
to me.
let me pick a height. Let's say I'm gonna say 5'4". 5'4". He's 5'4", and the other guy, he stinks, but not all the time. It's like more so his breath. He just doesn't seem to get the hint.
Look, we could talk about that. If you smell bad, we could talk about that.
Yeah, really? Oh, I see what you're saying now.
If someone smells bad, I mean, you could talk to them about it, and maybe it could change. If not, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's real important, especially if you're trying to go out and meet people. You cannot overlook this. Your hygiene is so important. You cannot hammer this in hard enough. You need to take care of yourself inside and out, especially what you eat. People look that over. I see a lot of people eating things like chips and, well, not even just chips, just stuff you know you're not supposed to be eating. You know what I'm saying? But then again, at the same time, I keep hearing a lot of stuff about processed foods and the things that they put in our foods and stuff like that.
The U.S. is all processed, so we know that's how it is here.
Right.
Even vegan stuff is processed. It's sad, but it is what it is.
So where would you say the best selection is to get something to eat for your diet? To look better, because what you eat is what you are. We have heard that before.
Make your own thing. I've went vegan a few years back. I went vegan for like 3 months, and all I had was like smoothies, salads. I made everything myself.
Vegan, salads, smoothies. That means you can't eat any type of meat, right?
No meat.
How was that?
It was good, but I didn't like it because I lost weight. And me personally, I like my weight, so I lost weight, so I didn't like it.
Oh, so I guess.
But I felt better, but I lost weight, so.
You feel better? Like in terms of like more energy, the greens got you going?
Yeah, I just felt better.
I love that show. Y'all remember Popeye, with the spinach and everything like that? I love that show. That show made me want to eat my greens. I'm not going to lie. But past that, on the inside, of course, your diet is very important. Outside of that, the way you dress, we definitely covered that. That's important as well. Your skincare, your hair, and most importantly, like I keep saying, is your confidence. I've seen people who actually have no skills in something actually end up being somewhat good at it just because they were overconfident. You know what I mean? Like I had a friend who we were playing basketball. He was terrible, but he was so confident. He ended up getting a couple buckets on me. I'm not going to lie, but it's all right. I still beat him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the confidence. It's the confidence factor, and that carries, especially when you're talking to somebody, meeting new people, meeting someone for the first time, going on a date. You got to be able to articulate yourself and say how you feel, and not be afraid to say how you feel.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. Because one thing I would say that's for sure is a turnoff is your attitude, like anyone's attitude. If you have a bad attitude, that just shows through like anything, and that's just something that just can't be rubbed off, I would say. What do you think?
Like I said, it's about your energy. People overlook that, like your energy, your presence as a person. It's all the same thing.
So if you're meeting someone new, have good energy to you. And how do you have good energy?
I would say for one, just be yourself and don't let the bad overtake the good, because there's going to be like ups and downs in life, but you have to remember just to keep going. So
Yeah. Having good energy, from me personally, I would say comes from just staying in the gym every week. Hold on, I wrote it down for you guys. I literally wrote it down. In the gym every week, having a couple passions in your life that you just follow, and making a certain amount of money. I think those things right there will definitely help you greatly in any and all aspects of life, no matter what you're doing. But other than that, what is one place, if you won the lottery, who would you split it with?
If I won a lot, who would I split it with?
What is the first thing you're buying? Like who? Like
how would you know the exact price? Like how much?
$5 million.
I would say I'm definitely for sure my mom, like yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think would be the first thing you would go and buy?
I would say buying her like a big house. Yeah, I would say that.
Oh, so what's something that could definitely help people get their money up? What's something that people should look into?
I would say first try to find like what exactly do you enjoy in life? Like what's your passion? What do you like to do? Or what makes you happy? Because a lot of people do things because someone else is doing it, or they want to copy, they want to be like someone else, or because their family told them to do something. But you should do what you want to genuinely do, or else you're not going to be happy. So figure out what makes you happy, and make sure it's like genuine, like you genuinely want to do this, whatever it is, and come up with a plan, and work on that plan, act on that plan, and then keep God first, and everything else will unravel.
Yeah. Be confident. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good one. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, being confident in yourself and presenting yourself in the right way.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
What makes me happy is just doing what I know I'm supposed to do and challenging myself to do things that may not make me comfortable. Because I feel like a lot of people sometimes, as they get into a point in their life where they're like, they wake up, wow, what am I doing with myself, blah, blah, blah. But how you can solve that is it's just doing things you're not comfortable with. Do something that makes you scared, that makes you like, I don't know how I feel about it. Just try it. And then you might end up finding something that you really like, or something might find you that it really likes. And now you got a whole nother passion, and now you got a whole nother type of confidence. That's where it comes from. Just try something different. You know what I'm saying? I would say every day, put yourself in a situation that you're not comfortable with. Only you know what I mean? So that's something that could definitely help you in just meeting everything. Yeah. What is something, actually, I want to know. If you could change one thing about dating right now as it is in 2023, what is it? If you could change one thing in dating in 2023, what would it be?
I would say just the whole internet scene.
Exactly. The
It's
phone's
very
gotta
annoying.
go. Put them down. Go out there and meet somebody. Go to a park and shoot a basketball. I don't know. Go to a skate park. Go to an art festival. Go to a jazz festival. Go to Six Flags. Just go outside and meet somebody. Put the phone down.
Exactly, because I feel like, a lot of people get so caught up with, oh my gosh, Instagram, and I can get this girl and I can get that, blah, blah, blah. Who said you really can, though?
People have too many options, or at least
they
think they have
do.
too many options.
Like, it's like a fantasy or something, and it's like,
yeah.
it's gotten out, like, it's too much. So I would say that, like the internet.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what would you say? What would you say is the worst possible? What would you say is the worst possible person to catch someone cheating on you with? Like, let's say you caught your man cheating. What is the worst possible person you could catch him cheating with?
It's all.
For me, it would be
it's all
someone like
worse.
in your family. Imagine your family member was doing that to you. Oh my God, someone that you have to see at the reunion, and they did you like that. You would be so sick. I personally, oh man, that would probably just take me out. What about you?
I mean, for me, it's everything. Like anyone from your past. Like you
Oh, like
said.
if your ex.
I mean, yeah.
Be crazy. Wouldn't that be some shit if your ex came back
Just anything.
and got you again and had your new partner cheat on with your ex? You know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy. That'd be terrible.
I feel like it's just all bad.
I think that's probably one of the worst ways to find out. I think that's terrible. Yeah. Okay. What's your ideal of a perfect date?
Of a perfect date?
Right.
I would say like a mini vacation. That's what I would say.
A mini vacation?
Yeah, like a mini. It could be like for 1 or 2 days, but like a mini. It could be a road trip. It could be. I mean, there's so many different things to it.
Let's talk about for the guy who has probably less than, I don't know, $300 a week coming in. The guy who's working, let's say, McDonald's flipping burgers. How can he take you on a date and make you happy?
I would say, I would say, like, cooking together. Like, you cook together and go to a nice, like, view. Or, like I said again, like, nature is really nice. So, like, somewhere where it's, like, a really nice, beautiful scene of nature. Some nice music, some candles. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so basically being in nature and going out and doing all that Cinderella shit that people really like to see. That's really cool. You know, just
some people are really into it, so I mean.
That's really cool. You know what I'm saying? People do what they do. It's just going out and doing something that's not as expected. I think that's what people really like, is doing something they haven't usually done. Yeah. Like, for instance, here's a good idea for a date. Go to a park, get a baseball bat. Just listen. Go to the store, get some apples, go to the park, and you toss each other apples, and you both just swing at them until you blow those apples up. That's really fun. Trust me. I think that's really cool. Really Either that or swimming. Swimming is also cool. If you can find like a high dive or something like that, that's a really cool date. But if you can't swim, you know, it is what it is. But I'd say the pool is one place that's really cool. Especially in today's culture, because, you know, sometimes some women be wearing a whole lot of makeup and things like that. And if you can get her in the pool on the first date or the first couple of dates, you can see what she really looks like, which is really cool. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, it's just a little tip.
What do you think about makeup? Like, do you think there's really a difference? Like, from your personal experience, like, what do you think? I think if
all the makeup in the world was gone, a lot of women would be a lot more humble. Because let's be real, that shit is a lie. There is a lot of lies behind that makeup. Let's be for real.
Well, so what's the lie? Like, what is it? Like, be particular. Like, what is the difference? Like, is it the fake eyebrows? Like, oh, it's
all of it.
Thinner? Like, what is it?
I be seeing girls on the internet with fake hair, fake eyelashes, just a fake face. It's just not the same face. But before they put all that makeup on, that's why I said go to a pool. Y'all gotta go on a date to a pool on a nice hot day or something like that. Because it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, you know what I'm saying, you don't even need it. Just be yourself. You know, men definitely pay attention to that, to how much makeup you have on your face. We definitely see that. We definitely pay attention to it, and we take it into account.
I feel like some women for sure can do both. There's some women who have like natural beauty and who like look good with both. Yeah. And there's some who just don't. So
would you say two women are competing for a beauty pageant. One is natural face, one has a face full of makeup, and they both look just as good when they are ready. Who deserves the crown?
I would say depending on how good the makeup looks like. It could look good, but if it's super cakey, that's not cute. So I would say the natural.
Okay, so let's say there was a contest between two men, and it was who was the strongest. One guy has been training naturally his whole life. The other one decided to take a cycle of steroids a month before. Who deserves the belt? Who's the strongest?
The natural man.
Natural man.
Yeah.
So why would it be any different for a woman with her face and her makeup and things like that?
Well, the thing is, like, it's what you're born with. So the truth is like how you're born is how you're born. Unless you want to do plastic surgery and Botox and all that stuff, that's a whole different, you could buy your face if you really want. But, yeah. I mean, and we're in Beverly Hills. We're in
90211. Just to let you know, we're in the hills, Beverly Hills. It's the 90211. And we know
a lot of y'all are doing that Botox and all types of surgeries, which is fine. Some people, I don't discriminate. if women want to do plastic surgery, do plastic surgery. I mean, do what makes you happy. But I mean, as far as like makeup is just like a accessory in a way, pretty much. So someone who's natural, I mean, that's what you were born with. But a man who's like, they built themselves to be strong and work out. So you see the difference?
Yeah,
like it's like what you're born with and then what you built yourself to be.
What's the top 3 things you want a man to have to be with you? 3 things he has to have.
3.
If he does not have these 3 things, he cannot be with you.
Okay, so loyalty is major, like that real like deep ride or die loyalty, love, like that's the top. Second is someone who has like a plan driven, with that ties into like goals, all that stuff, and then a man of God. So yeah. That's like really important because I feel like, okay, a lot of people in our generation look at the materialistic and blah blah blah. It's really like, who are you as a person? That's what people don't get nowadays, and that's where people mess it up at. Because you could be with someone who's so flashy, but they could be so ugly, like on the inside, and that's not good. So, yeah, that's just what I think.
I see. Yeah, ugly on the inside, pretty on the out. The inside, like I keep saying,
your soul,
your diet,
and that
soul.
too.
That's very important. There's 2 things to keep into check. No matter what you believe in, whatever you pray to, you know what I'm saying. Just, be at peace with yourself. That's very important.
What's your top 3?
Top 3?
Yeah.
Definitely hygiene, willingness to listen. And of course, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like the look isn't important. You gotta look good. If you don't look good, if I don't think you look good, you know what I'm saying. If I'm not attracted to you, then what are we doing? But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Someone who might think, not, you know what I'm saying. Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because there's someone out there for you. You just may not have found them. But that's why a lot of people say, social media and things like that. But sometimes everything could be too much. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to just be in proportion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too much outreach, as we can see, is not that well, because look at what happened with dating. Things started going left over here, especially on the west side. It's pretty crazy. Okay.
So what do you think about dating in like California, LA particularly? What do you think about that and like your experience? What do you think?
Personally, I'm not gonna lie. I checked out a while.
Keep it real. Keep it 100.
Of course, like everybody says, there's this high class people, bougie and all these things like that. Everybody wanted to be this, everybody think they that, and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely a lot over here. It's
compared to like the other states.
Because if you go over to like South Dakota, you know what I'm saying, they don't expect you to take them out to somewhere crazy or something like that. You can go over there and go look at some horses running around and be happy. I've been to South Dakota, Rapid City. It's actually a really cool place. It's really cold though. What's the craziest place you've been?
Craziest?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, South Dakota was kind of crazy. But yeah, what is one of the more interesting places you've been?
I'm not gonna lie, I've traveled a lot. My family, like, we travel a lot. But I mean, crazy. I wouldn't say nowhere crazy. I mean,
yeah.
No, I've all been to like really nice, beautiful, like happy, like places.
I think the reason I said South Dakota was more so of a crazy place is because I'm coming from, where we at. 90211 Beverly Hills, check in. We over here. You know where we're at. First episode. So, yeah, going over there was just real different. It was like I would say a culture shock, different types of people. Speaking of, I heard this one, I believe, an analogy one time about bringing different things to different places where they might not have the same amount of access. So let's say, for example, in the south of Florida, bringing salmon up to the north side where it's not as in population. So one thing that I found was over here in LA, there's a lot of eyebrow, what's it called? Shops and things like threading and things like that, right? And over there, I went over to South Dakota, and nobody over there was into something like that. And I figured, if I brought this and took it over there, it would probably, catch a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying? Bring something somewhere where, like, I feel like if I went overseas to, like, Tokyo or Japan, from what I've seen on the internet, when people of color go over there, black people, they take a lot of pictures of us. It's pretty interesting. I'm not sure why they do that. Maybe they don't see a black person every day. But that ties into what I said. Yeah, taking something where they don't see it too often.
That's interesting you said, because my aunt, she's studied abroad in China. She's a lawyer. So she definitely told us, like, about her experience in China.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, there's racism everywhere.
It's funny that you brought that up.
It's very true, though. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Who would you say is probably one of them? I keep hearing some stuff about Japan being somewhat racist. I mean, I'm not there. I don't speak on stuff where I haven't been there, experienced it, but that's just what I keep hearing. What about you? What do you think is probably one of the more racist places that you've heard about?
Boston, for sure.
Boston in the States, USA.
There's a lot of racism.
Calling you out, Boston. You need to get that in check. Racism,
Yeah.
you need to stop it.
There is, for sure.
Yeah, I've actually heard that a couple of times, but
It's
you know,
true.
I would say that as a whole, you know what I'm saying, as an individual, and you know, even as, like I said, as a whole, we're moving forward. You know, starting to roll that out of society and just really shun people that feel that type of way, that are still racist, because that's just terrible. How you could judge somebody off of just, you know, something as their skin color. You know,
Yeah.
judging people off of things they can't control, which is another thing. I really feel some type of way, and like I'm pretty sure people have heard it before, about women who talk down about men who are shorter, because that's something that they can't control. But when a man, for instance, says something about something that a woman can control, is her weight, it's this big uproar. Why is that? What would you think about that?
They call them short kings.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they
That's
call
what
them
they
short
call
kings.
them,
No,
short
that's what we do.
kings.
That's great, short kings. Yep, we talking about you. Shout out to the
Honestly,
short kings.
Yeah, there, like you said, there really is somebody out there for everyone.
Yeah.
It's true. And I feel like, yeah, people shouldn't shame people for their height or whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's really childish.
Things they can't control. I'm not gonna lie. If you can control it, and like for instance, people's mental state and things like that, that's your own fault. You need to work on that. You know what I'm saying? You need to go and read. You know, meditate. Maybe even get with a psychiatrist, therapist. You know, everybody has their own problems, and I understand that. But there's certain things in life that you can control, like how many times you go to the gym, what you eat, what you put in your body, and things like that. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's really all about being productive and taking care of yourself. So,
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
I mean, if you're drinking, smoking, doing all that stuff, you're not really taking care of yourself. So,
For the girl that has a date tomorrow, what should she wear? What is the best thing that a girl should wear on the first date?
it depends where you're going, really.
It depends where you're going.
So,
Okay, so
maybe
let's
you
say
can name a
daytime
place.
versus nighttime. What should she be wearing? What's a good one?
Daytime versus nighttime.
Yeah.
I mean, can you give me a location?
I would say if it's the daytime, wear maybe a sundress, or for the women out there, like a sundress, or definitely jeans. Can't go wrong with jeans or something like that. Show off the figure of the body. That's definitely going to carry attention, but not too much. Don't show too much skin. That's not good. That's not.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, if it's not your body, what can you really say? But I'm just saying, but now if you want to go and get someone else involved in your life, you got to also consider what they care about and their wishes, and respect their wishes if you're going to be involved with somebody else. So you may feel some type of way, but you may have to adjust that if you're going to incorporate yourself into someone else's life and call yourself in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's a companionship. So I feel like if you really love the person, care about the person, you're gonna see their perspective and change it. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people have.
as if you really
egos
care and
about
love the
changing.
person. I mean, it's not just do it. I mean,
Yeah, nowadays I see a
Yeah.
lot of people who don't want to change. They're so stuck in their ways, or like not admitting that they're wrong or something like that. Man, it is what it is. If you want, you know, nobody's perfect. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? and the faster you accept that, the faster you get to realize all the other things that you can do in life and reach a higher self of confidence. You know what I mean? I think that's, like I keep saying, very important.
what do you think are some important boundaries in relationships, like for the audience? Like, what do you think you could tell them?
Oh, definitely.
People who are looking to get looking to be into a relationship, like what are some really good important boundaries?
Ladies, if you're on a date with a man, do not pick off of his plate. For real, don't do that. He may say like it's okay, but I'm telling you, don't do that. Another thing, I would say another boundary is in regards to family. Sometimes you just need to know what you need to not put your opinion in on. Some people are a little too opinionated on things they shouldn't be opinionated on at all. You need to worry about your own business. That's definitely a line you shouldn't cross. And other than that is personal stuff. Don't be touching somebody's stuff without them asking. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Like
like what?
what would I say? Like a boundary. Some people have like a book or a diary where they keep notes, or a journal or things like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know, oh, this is probably private. I probably shouldn't go through some shit like that. But you know, people are gonna do it anyway. What about you?
Like what are some boundaries?
Boundaries, that lines that should just not be crossed in a relationship.
I would say some boundaries. There's a lot.
Okay.
I would say always consider. What's really important is you should always consider your partner's like the relationship period. Always consider the relationship and think like, if I wouldn't do this, would like my partner, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if I'm not okay with doing this, you know, then obviously then don't do it. Like, that's really, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big boundary. I feel like don't be selfish. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Don't be selfish. Like, always think about both. If you're like really serious with a person, think about both, you know, both parties.
Yeah, and being faithful and having good morals. You gotta have good morals out here. You can't be out here just saying one thing and just doing the opposite. Mm-hmm. You're gonna say you have somebody's word, or you're gonna commit to something, you gotta follow through. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really important, really slept on nowadays, is following through with your word and being a person of your word. Because having a really strong face card and people knowing that you're good based off of your actions, and they can rely on your word and things like that, I'd say that's really important. That can take you really far in a lot of places. I've gone a lot of places off of just people knowing that my word is bond and what I'm saying is going to be good. So I think that's something that people really look past. What about you?
What's the question?
What's something that people look past that they should probably pay more attention to? What's an underrated tip to improve yourself right now?
Get out of your head. Like, get out of your head. I feel like in our generation, we're so like, a lot of people are like stuck in their head, whether it's about your thoughts or if it's negative or whatever the case may be. You have to like get yourself out of the box and just get out of your head.
Take yourself out of your comfort zone. You might find yourself doing something that you didn't know you were good at, or something might find you, like I said before. Take yourself out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself, whether every day, whether that's speaking in a situation where there's like a lot of people are scared of public speaking and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Force yourself to do something like that. Order a drink from halfway down the bar where like 20 people are going to hear you. You know what I'm saying? You got to try different things in life to, you know, really see what you're good at and, you know, what you need to improve on.
Yeah.
What's something that confidence-wise that people can do to really help themselves?
I feel like confidence starts within. Are you happy with how you look and how you carry yourself?
Yeah.
It's really about how you carry yourself, you know? Like, are you respectful? Are you kind? Like, are you confident? All those types of things. Like, you could look good or have the confidence, but what if you're super cocky, you're rude, you have no respect for people? That's not good. So, people need to think about that.
Would you rather be with someone who's really good looking, but not very respectful? Not to you, but to other people around him, like the waiter and shit like that. Or would you rather be with someone who wasn't very good looking, but this guy was just like manners on 10, like presidential status?
No, the first way.
For real?
Yeah.
You'd rather deal with a little bit of a disrespectful guy that's
No, it's because me personally, I don't want my man to be super friendly with other females. Like, why do you need to be all in? Like, why do you need to be so friendly with other females for?
Major turn off. Being too friendly. So
I'd rather no.
Someone that's too damn friendly is, I ain't gonna lie.
Like, if you want to be friends with everybody, you want to talk to everyone, all the attention. Like, why do you need that? Like, if you're just you're mine. You don't need to be. It's all for me, not like to be. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely when you're in a relationship, because, you know, there's different ways of cheating. Like, there's emotional cheating. Like, if you know you standing too close to somebody, saying something to them that you shouldn't be, then that's still cheating. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I said before, there's a lot of guys out there that think they have hoes because they'll sit up there and they'll lie. You're just lying to those girls, you know? That's not no baller move. You know what I mean? Be authentic and be yourself and be real. What would be baller, though, I'm not going to lie, is if that individual told all these girls the truth and they all knew about each other. Now, that would be a baller move. I would say that. But lying is not a baller move.
Yeah, I agree.
What's a baller move for the girls?
A baller move. I would say, I mean, I don't want to do the whole double standard thing.
Let it go. What is it?
But I just really, I don't want to say no names with some females.
Yeah.
But I for sure met some females where there will be like, hoe is life.
For real?
Yes.
That's the same?
And, you know what? I'm just going to, a roommate, you know? Yeah, I'm going to say it. Like, so judgmental and saying, like, oh, hoe is life. That's not cute. Like,
no, it's not.
It's your soul. It's like, you know, I just don't think that's, and that's very, like, a lot of people, men and women are onto that, and I just don't think that's good. For all reasons, like your health, just everything, your mental, like, it's nothing good about that comes out. I mean, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I don't think it doesn't serve any purpose to, like, the person's life. What do you get out of it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Like, I really, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, literally. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. She says some wild stuff, like, for real.
For all of those people out there in a relationship right now, how do you know when someone's about to break up with them? What's some signs that they should look for?
I feel like if your person is, like, switching up, that's what I feel like is, like, okay, what's going on? Because, like, if you're switching up, then what's the reason? So that's what I think.
I see.
Yeah. It's so obvious. I mean, if you're someone that catches on and, like, you're very strong-minded and everything, it's easy to tell.
I would say someone's attitude. You can tell someone's probably not feeling you anymore if their attitude switch up. You got to think about when y'all first met versus where y'all at right now and how that person talks and speaks to you now. Is it anything close to where when you guys first met? Because if not, but I mean, then again, over time, you know, things take time. You know, people change and adapt to each other and things like that. What's one thing that you're not willing to give up in a relationship? Let's say you get in a relationship with someone. What's one thing you're not being willing to give up? Like, let's say some people would be God. Like, some people would come into a relationship like, oh, baby, I don't want to go to church or have nothing to do with that and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that you would be like, oh, no?
Me personally, I would try to change it. Like,
would you be with someone who was an atheist?
No.
Really? That's interesting.
I mean, you should. I mean, people are capable of changing, but.
Speaking of capable of changing, let's say I know a lot of stuff in politics and things like that of people getting caught up saying racist stuff like many years ago. What do you think about that? Do you think they should still be being allowed in a position of power if they get caught saying something racist many years ago?
Oh, that's another, like, whole deeper conversation. So pretty much, should they still work in their field of work?
Like, if someone gets caught saying something racist 40 years ago, should they still keep their job in current day? Should they be allowed to keep that job?
I don't think so, really. No.
You think it should carry over all those years? That makes sense. I see what you're saying.
I don't think no. Because especially when let's be real, people who are in politics, they're all old. Let's keep it real here. They're stuck. That's where they're at. They're not changing.
Yeah, all y'all out there trying to be athletes and rappers. Oh, my bad. My bad. Athletes and rappers and things like that. Some of y'all need to be some politicians. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Some of you are some young, bright minds. You know, put it together. Make something happen. Be a politician. Put a suit on. Nothing's wrong with that. We need some more younger people in there that are more connected to what's going on nowadays. Because I feel like we got a lot of old heads up there that are just talking about what they think they know is going on, rather than people who are actually out here living it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Substance, really. You know.
Yeah.
It's all good. No, just keeping the mic a little
Okay.
closer. That's all.
All right. Cool. What's one job? If a guy had this job, you would not want to be with him.
If the man is like if he's like a stripper or some type of prostitute or something like that, yeah.
Oh, I see. So you wouldn't be with the
Or
guy?
like a porn star or something. No, all that is no.
So that's out.
Because there are people. No, yeah.
That's out.
No
for-
way.
I,
way.
That makes sense, and you know, I
crazy.
think that goes both ways too. For what a lot of OnlyFans models may not seem to understand is like, yeah, you popping you now, and a lot of guys may want to have sex with you, but somewhere down the line, are you gonna have a lot of guys that are trying to marry you? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of girls have it twisted. Just because you got a lot of guys in your DM trying to have sex with you doesn't mean they're trying to marry you.
Doesn't mean they want you.
Yeah, have a life with you and have a kid with you. That's a wild assumption. Just because a guy wants to have sex with you, he wants to spend. No. It's not the same because, you know, I would challenge those girls to go and ask those guys in her DM to post her on his story on Valentine's Day and stuff like that, and you're gonna start to see the truth. You know what I'm saying? Ask him to bring you home to his mom. You're gonna start to see the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys they just want to smash. They don't really want to bring. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the problem with these guys. Like, guys don't think about what I don't know how to say this, but guys don't think about like who they're doing things with. Like,
yeah, I could feel
guys
that.
there's a lot of men that don't think properly. That's a nice way to say it.
I would say there's
So,
definitely a lot of men out there who are trying to just get with whatever they
wild,
could get with. You know what I'm
being
saying?
wild, being hoes.
Need to make a
and
more
being
informed
reckless.
decision. Yeah.
Like, you should think about, oh, what if this, what if that? Then what? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Protect your seed. Don't be so giving with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's more than just the surface and looks. You got to get to know the person on the inside. For example, what they eat. I think I'm telling y'all, if they wake up in the morning and pay attention to what they eat, if they eat some bullshit and are willing to put that in their body, that's an indicator. That's a red flag. They call those red flags nowadays. So red flags. Yeah. What'd you say is a big green flag?
A big green flag.
What's the biggest green flag?
That's really hard to pick one, but I'll say one that's very important. Great comprehension and great communication. That goes a long way. Because if you don't like something or you do like something, you need to communicate about it. So I feel like, yeah, if you have good comprehension and like good communication, that goes a long way. Yeah, it goes a long way. That's
Makes
one
sense.
thing. Not the top, but that's like one important thing. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Mhm.
A big green flag for me is, like I keep saying, look at their shoes. I think it's not the fact that they're like $700 shoes. It's how clean they are. I think that's important. Because you know how you present yourself to people and things like that. Because whether how you feel about it or not, you may not care about how you look, but someone else does, and that person might be who is offering you a job or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's some things. I understand in society that people don't want to mold to or change, but sometimes you gotta be able to bend a little bit to get what you want out of life, you know, and things like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. What's one job where if a guy had this job, it's an immediate yes, and it can't be like anything like a rapper. It has to be something like let's say,
I wouldn't consider that anyway.
for real.
No.
Yeah, not with the rappers. I see that. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Would you rather be with an actor or an athlete? Like someone who's on TV all the time, TikTok all the time, or an athlete?
I mean, if you're with the person, you love the person, it shouldn't really exactly matter. I mean, going between both. But, I mean, I probably would say, me personally, I'm going to be real, I could be a bit jealous. if I see, like, as far as acting, if I see my man, like, he's having a whole, like, kissing scene or sex scene, I would be so jealous.
I feel you on that.
I'm be so mad. So I'm just gonna go with athlete.
With good reason. That makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes sense. Well, one thing that I would think is a huge turnoff. Huge turnoff. And sometimes it's good to ask this question as like a trick question just to see where this person is at. Like, let's say you're meeting someone and they're on a date. Ask them who their celebrity crush is. Why do I think that's interesting? Because someone who has a celebrity crush, and if they haven't met that person, that's weird. How could you say you like someone that you have never made eye contact with directly or met or anything like that? That's weird to me. That's crazy. So that's why sometimes before I would ask, let's say if I was going on a date or something, if you have a celebrity crush, and if she said she was in love with some guy, oh, I love him, blah, 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 things like that. And I'm like, have you met him before? She'd say no. I'm like, yeah, you look crazy. No, that doesn't work. A celebrity crush is not the move. That's a turnoff. Huge.
Yeah.
What about you? What's a huge turnoff?
A huge turnoff would be like, where's the connection at? Like, there has to be a really like good, like a genuine, like strong connection. Like, do we vibe? Can we vibe together? Can we talk together? Can we talk things out together? Like, yeah. A lot of people just, I know like there's this trend where I see on TikTok where a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, like, oh, this girl's bad, blah, 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 whatever. But they're boring, or they have no like substance about them. Like, there's nothing about them. It's just like the look.
Would you rather be with a guy that was really good looking or really funny? Who's winning, the good looking guys or the funny guys?
It's out. From what I see in here, I would maybe like 50-50, because there's some people.
Nah, no,
I mean,
50-50.
Yeah. I mean, because there's some people who just want to like, who strictly look at personality, and there's people who strictly only go for looks. It's true.
Yeah.
I've seen that. So I feel like it's really like both if you think about it, because there's really people like that.
So it's good to work on yourself in all areas. Don't just be in the gym all the time. Go work on something else. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Don't spend all of your life doing one thing. You know, you got to branch out and expand yourself. Like I said earlier, put yourself in situations that you may not be comfortable in, because you're going to find yourself in those situations and see who you really are. Yeah, that's for sure. What's one car where if he drives this car, it's an automatic no?
From what I would hear like from friends and things, it'd be like, oh, a Charger. Like, a Charger, no.
You know what's crazy
they
about
automatically
that?
think that, yeah,
They'll
they're
say,
a player or something. So.
Yeah, they'll talk some shit, but I mean, at least he's not on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
Can't hate. If he's on wheels, he's on wheels.
Car.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, gas is tripping. These jobs aren't paying enough. Rent is too high.
California is.
Somebody need to fix this.
Something's not right. Something's not right.
Hey, the dating scene is messed up. We got guys flying over.
It's been snowing.
It's been snowing in places it don't snow. Maybe it's just me, but it feels like something big is going on. Something is gonna happen. But I'm not one of those that likes to feed into like the conspiracies and all the other stuff. But you could definitely feel there's a shift in the times nowadays. You know, things aren't the same as it was maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and not only just because of COVID, maybe because of, I would say, the social structure of how people communicate with each other.
Facts.
Yeah, and definitely interact with each other. Do you think people are more inclusive now that like COVID is over? Like, they're willing to speak more, or do you think they're still just as 6 feet, motherfucker? Don't come close to me.
I feel like some people's forgot that there's COVID still here.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, like, I go to CSUN and there's people who I've seen like walking all close to you or coughing out loud and just doing all this stuff. Like, do you forget like there's still COVID-19? Like, it's still a thing.
I got a question.
So
why are girls scared to shoot their shot? What's up with that?
No, there's some girls for sure. Like, I've met people like this where they say that they're the go-getter. They don't like, they're gonna go get it. So Yeah. And then, I mean, I don't know. I mean, everyone's different. I feel like maybe some people are like, they're shy or scared.
Ladies,
I
shoot
don't
your
know.
shot. Why not? You know, don't be scared. Now you get to see what it's like for when a guy has to come shoot his shot. You know what I'm saying? Step into someone else's shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's not always easy for every guy out there to go and do that. So, you know, but it's 2023. Shoot your shot, ladies. Stop. You know what I'm saying, guys? Shoot your shot. Everybody, be nice. I think that's what people need to do is just be nice. You know what I'm saying? Just be nice. That's
We
a big
definitely
one.
need that more in this world. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty important. Okay. Beverly Hills, back in the hills. It's the 90211. You're checked in. It's the first episode. We're very grateful to have you here. We hope that you're learning and, you know, there's something that you've taken away from this you may not have known before. Because that's our goal here is to try and get you to be a better person out there in the dating sphere. Because, you know, it's tough out here. You know, it's pretty tough. You think it's going to get any better? What do we need? What needs to happen to make everything better in the dating scene?
I feel like people shouldn't be so judgmental. That's what I think. People are so
Yeah.
judgmental. That's really what it, like, yeah.
People think they too cool and shit like that. Man, like,
Be
no.
so-
You know what I'm saying? Be
Yeah.
yourself. You know
Like,
what
you
I'm
have to
saying?
remind yourself, like, we're all humans. Life is a journey.
Yeah.
So just don't be so judgmental. Because then someone could feel, like, closed off. So, you know?
Yeah, don't be so judgmental. You don't know what someone has going on nowadays. You know what's going on through somebody's head and things like that. You know, be aware of somebody's mental state and things like that. Which is another thing. Before you go and trying to have a relationship, you need to make sure your mental state is in check. So other than the gym, making a certain amount of money, and having your own passions in life, make sure your mental state is in check. Make sure you're not a hard to be around individual.
How does a guy know when they're ready to settle down?
Oh, definitely. Like I just said,
What can you tell them?
with himself.
Yes.
If he has his stuff going on, if he has his own spot, if he's committed, he has a future. If you ask him, what's your plan for the next 5 years, and he has a nice, long, thought out, drawn out plan. Even if it does not exactly come true, it's better than the guy who sits there and says, "Oh, I don't know." You know what I'm saying? Somebody with an ambition. Of course, not as another factor of the guy who actually sticks to the word and consistency. That's a whole nother thing. But at least trying and at least putting your mind there is a huge start of where think people need to focus on. And writing stuff down, that's a huge tip. I think writing stuff down is slept on big time.
Because everything's about, like, phones and...
Yeah, sometimes when you type
Technology.
something in your phone, you'll forget about it 5-10 minutes later or some shit. That's because you're always on your phone. Go back to the old ways. You know, write some shit down. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the night, write something down. Wake up, write something down. That's one way to improve how you articulate yourself and are able to communicate with people, which will help in all ways of life. Confidence, dating, new jobs, new opportunities, things like that. I would say that comes from meditation, confidence, and good hygiene. Gotta have good hygiene. Can't look past that.
Heavy on the good.
Heavy on that. Brush your tongue. I know I said it in the beginning, but brush your tongue. That is not a joke. That's where the bad breath comes from. And teeth whitening kit, link in bio. Chandler Great. You can look in the bio for sure. I got a great deal going on. Other than that, we're back in the hills. It's the Beverly Hills 90211. I really appreciate you guys coming through for the first podcast. It was a wonderful first episode. We got something special for you on the next one, so make sure you tune back in. It's only going to get better and better and better and better. So make sure you check back in with us. Come back through to the hills. You know, it's the Beverly Hills 90211. I had my special guest here. This is Hannah. We had a wonderful time, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. Yeah, I definitely know where I could get better. It's just like in terms of like having a.
And tell me
Knowing
what's
what to
wrong
say
and why you
and having
never
stuff
said you felt that
Yeah,
way.
it's a start.
Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away.
Great job to you, sir. You did your thing over there with the camera and the computers and the screens and the monitors. Shout out to you. You're the guy. You're the man. You guys, people need to understand what goes on in the background. It's not just on the camera. It's the team behind the camera. People don't think about that. You know, you got to give props to everybody.